Hello, everybody. This is the Sunday video for October 25th, 2020. Sorry, but I'm still trying to get over the incredible, unbelievable ending of Game 4 of the World Series last night. And so maybe some of you are as well. Anyway, that was a great, great game to be remembered for decades, to be talked about for years and years, I believe. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to mathematics. All right. So this is for Math 100, your liberal arts math class. What's going on in that class? Let me show you on Canvas what's going on, and we'll review. This is a pretty important week for you, right? Because you have an exam coming in a couple of days. All right. So let's review what's happening. Well, the weather has significantly cooled down and fall is finally here, even in Southern California. So as you can see, this time of the year in fall semester, we take test number 2 in Math 100. So this past week, you had, well, let's see, on past Monday, you had the 2 worksheets to be turned in. That was worksheets 12 and 13 were due on October 19th. That was this past Monday. And then this past week, you were to study lesson 14, a normal distribution. This is the last section of chapter 5 and the last section to be studied before test number 2. So you have probably gone through these things. There was an extra handout, which is a bunch of numbers. That's called the standard normal distribution table. You may have worked on a worksheet number 14 already. Remember, you have 3 attempts for all these online worksheets. My suggestion for every lesson is to do the worksheet by hand by writing your answers on hard copy, and then do your first attempt. And if you get anything wrong, you have second and third attempts to get the entire 1 point on this worksheet, right? So this is what should have happened last week, this past week. Also, this past week, you should have tried by now practice test number 2. So practice test is designed to be like your real test. So I highly, highly recommend that you take this practice test. The answer key, the written form is here. And if you click here, this will lead you to the page with links to the videos that would answer the questions on practice number 2. Now, you don't have to watch the entire video, okay? Because this video is basically to go over these problems. So my suggestion is to watch the portion or portions of the video where you are struggling with. You know, let's say if you are struggling with number 5 on this practice test, then you can look at number 5 on this video, all right? And then homework is going to be due. All right, let me go back and do one more thing. Tomorrow is October 26th. And as always, okay, these worksheets are due on the following Monday. So tomorrow, this online worksheet 14 is due by the end of tomorrow. Typically, I also have you turn in your homework for the chapter that we have just finished. However, because of this test on Tuesday, I am going to give you one extra day to finish your homework, right? Now you can still turn this in early. Many of you have already turned in chapter 5 homework, but this is going to be due on the same day as your exam. So when is your exam? Test number 2, that's this coming Tuesday, October 27th, right? And along with your show your work for test number 2. This is to be taken sometime during Tuesday. It's going to be available for you just about 24 hours. So you can choose when on Tuesday to take this, but this must be taken on Tuesday. All right, and after that, because you have the rest of the week, right, you don't just stay idle, and you have lesson number 15. So this is something else that you should be doing this coming week. Focus on your test first, but once you are done with the exam on the second half of this week, make sure to get started on chapter 6. The first section or the first lesson is on linear versus exponential growth. You have already seen the difference in terms of finance, but you'll get to see this in more general setting in lesson number 15. So what are you supposed to do for this coming week? Take test number 2 on Tuesday, and then sometime later that week, do lesson number 15. Your worksheet will be due the following Monday as well. If you have any questions about your progress, please let me know, and I will be able to answer that. Now, you have study groups, right? So reach out if you click to, if you click to this thing called people. I think you can find your study group, and it's called the second study groups or something. And try to get together with classmates and study from each other, teach each other, and that would be a great way to learn this material, especially right before the test. Now, you have also gotten an announcement from me if you click on here, or if you just got the notice for the most recent announcement, and that was to let you know that my Monday office hours will be different. So tomorrow, my office hours will be from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Because I have another engagement during our regularly scheduled office hours. And back on Thursday, my office hours will be back on my regular time, which is from 1 to 2:30 p.m. I hope that is clear. All right. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to let me know. You can contact me by email, and I can even set up an individual Zoom lesson or Zoom session with you. Okay, and there's one more thing I should mention. A week from today, we will be going back to the Pacific Standard Time. So the clock will be changed right after Halloween, after the night of the celebration of Halloween, however you celebrate the Halloween night. That will be October 31st, which is a Saturday. So right after that, move your clock back by an hour. You'll have an extra hour of sleep, and we go back to Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you have a great week. Your test is, it's, I can't say it's going to be easy, but if you prepare and if you study hard, especially by taking that practice test number 2 and going over the problems you missed on test number 2, I think you'll be good. You'll be good. Okay. All right. So take care. Have a great week. I will see you later.